Right, welcome back YouTube, it's Create Garden Rooms. We are back here today building this 5 metre by 3 metre garden room for a customer over in Little Kingshill in Buckinghamshire. Today I'm going to show you guys how we do the roof in a bit more detail than the last video did. As you can see, we've done our cedar soffits up here. We've put our holes in for our downlighters, so that's what we want to do first. We've done the cedar soffits down the side as well. And now we're just going to do our fascia trims, nail those on, and then we're going to glue all the rubber. But first we've got to cut the fascia trims. So on this particular job, and actually it's the same on most really, if you use 5x2 roof joists, your 19mm thick cedar, is it 18 or 19mm? It's one of the two. That's how big the cedar is, and then you've got your 18mm OSB on the top of your deck. Your measurement for your capping boards should be about 150mm. So from here to here, 150mm, our capping board is going to slide up underneath that. Now what we've worked out today, which is nice and handy, is that our capping boards here, the gap between the little tongue there and the top is 165. But if we put this Stanley Fatmax level there, that measures in at 60mm. If we put that there and use that as a guide for our skill saw, it actually cuts it to the perfect size. So they're nice and easy to cut. You put your skill saw against it like that and just run it up the whole way, and that will cut it to size. Today we've got Hannah here because Toby has broken his collarbone, the guy that works for us, this weekend on his pedal bike. So get well soon, Toby. He'll be back shortly, I'm sure, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and James, the other guy's on holiday. So today we've got our assistant Hannah. Say hello, Hannah.
Hello.
She's here helping today, and she's going to be helping me while I do all this. It's always nice to have someone with the blower over there, just blowing all the dust down, because it's all like plastic dust. You don't really want it going in your face. So come on, Hannah, start the blower up, get it going. Steady. Oh, oh! Going? Cool. Now these are all cut off. It's only a little bit, so we'll just pop these over here. And then we're going to get them up. So we just clean them off a little bit. We'll give them a little shake. They've got this protective trim on it, so we'll take that off when they're up there. We're going to get up on the roof, on the deck, and then see how our measurements done, and we're going to fix them all up. So we'll show you how to do that. With Hannah's going to have a go on the hammer. Okay, so we're up on the roof deck now. We've got Hannah holding the trim here. So as I go down, what we'll do is, it's a sort of 2-person job really, with a 5-metre length like this. So if I give the phone to Hannah, she can hold the trim. Let's hold this too. So what we do is we've got little poly top nails, width of the hammer. So where we've put one first, if you come over here, Hannah, look, can you see the front there? You put one there, and you do a length of a hammer, and then you use the bottom of the nail on the trim. That gives you a height, so they're all the same length, height across the board. And you just tack it in. You've got to be really careful not to miss the nail on this, because these fascias are so soft. If you hit them, it literally goes straight through, and if you've already sunk your nail, that's a real nightmare, because they're ring cut, so they don't come out very easily. And obviously you've damaged the fascia, so it's always best when you start a roof deck to actually start on one of the sides or the back where you can't see, so you can just practice, just warm up if you're not familiar with tools all the time. And even if you are, sometimes you make mistakes, so it's always good just in the morning to warm up on an unseen side, just in case you do make a mistake. Then you can, if you have to make a cut, put a joint in it where it's not so invasive on the front of the fascia. Cool. All good? Okay, so now we've done that side. Hannah, if you could just show over there. Actually, I'll grab the camera here. We've done this side. You can see we cut it with our spacer there using the Stanley level. That's got a perfect flush height against the OSB. Now, if I come down to the front, we're going to do this bit now. But as you can see, we want the other board to go up to it, but it's got this bit here, so we have to cut out that, because that's offering it up to the cedar there. So if I show you over here what I mean, you could hold that. So obviously we want to put them up against each other. So if you come over here, Hannah, so people can see the corner here. We want them like that, but this is in the way, so what we're going to have to do is chop it out quick. And what is it? It's 25 mil. So we'll take 25 mil off that one there, and then off this front one here. Then when we offer it up to the next one, it will just slide in and butt up nice and neat on the side. So 20 mil off that one there. Just use a little marker pen or something. $25 mil like that. What we'll do is we'll just get the multi-tool. As easy as that. And then when we offer it up, it'll be nice and flush, and I'll show you that in a sec. So now we've got a cut out there. When we offer it up like this, look, slide it over and we'll move it across so it's all matched up. And then it all meets up perfect like that. And when we put our edge trim on, you won't be able to see any of those joins there. That will cover that. So to keep the screws uniform the whole way across, we don't actually tack one at the end because we're going to have our corner piece there. What we'll do is we'll get our hammer there, and again we'll just do a hammer length, pop our screw there and up our nail, sorry, and then we will fix that, and then we'll run the same way, hammer length the whole way down. Right, so we just got to take the screws out which we used to fix the rubber down while we weren't doing the roof. Hannah's on that. Hannah, what are you saying about that Makita drill? It's a new one.
Yes.
New one for the team, that.
It's a good one.
It's good, is it?
Yeah.
Why is it good? What's good about it? What makes a good drill?
It's nice to hold.
Nice to hold?
Yeah.
All right. What's the other one like? What's the Milwaukee one like to hold?
No, not as good.
Why not?
It's not as good.
No?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's a good one.
So Hannah's done that. Now we are just going to finish off the trims around here, and then we will put our batten on the back there for the gutter. So once we've put our fascia wall, we'll then put our batten along there, because we space out this for the gutter, just so when you fix the gutter underneath, the roof's sort of in the middle of the gutter. Otherwise it would just be sort of pouring down here, and that's no good because it would miss the gutter. So we'll do that. Okay, now we've done our batten, so we've done all our edges, and we've just finished the batten here, just for our gutter. So as you can see, you've got your fascia trim, and then you put your batten on top of that. And then what happens is, that's just so when you put your gutter underneath, the rubber sort of hangs down like that. And then when we do our trim, we can pull it tight, fix into the batten there, and then it will be, the water will be falling off directly into the gutter. So that's why we do that. Size wise, I mean, just sort of like 5-10 mil shorter each end. It's not that important. It's got to be banged like dead on with it all, because we've got our corner trims and stuff like that will be going on there. And now what we're going to do is we will clean off all the rubber. So we use a blower, we've got a brush as well, and we will just get all the dust and crap off it, then roll it all up, and then we're going to glue the OSB and then roll it out and do the rest. We'll show you how to do that in a sec. Okay, so Hannah is just sweeping off the roof now. That just gets all the dust off. So once that's all off, when we roll it back, that means it doesn't all get all over the rubber. So when you roll it, because otherwise if there's crap all over it, when you roll it back, the dust just goes all over the inside of the rubber. So when you lay it down, it sticks to it. So we don't want that. So we'll clean it all off. We've got a rubber glue over here. Our bond, well, this is, which is this one? This is, so this isn't the bonding adhesive, this is just the glue for the rubber deck, for the OSB, to make the rubber to it. Now, on a lot of online videos it says you've got to put, you know, like a 200 mil strip of adhesive around the edges, but you don't. You can just literally use this glue here the whole way up to the edge, all the way over the deck, because when we're done we put all our trims around, and that nails the edges down, so they're tight, they're pulled tight. So you don't need to be doing that. So you literally just put the glue all over this deck. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. You can use a roller. This makes it a bit easier if you've got the extended pole and a little tray there. It makes it a bit easier to lay on, but you can just use it without it on your hands and knees, but I'd rather not. So we'll use that. Hannah, if you hold the camera, I can show them what we do. So in fact, I probably won't be able to show you this because I'll need Hannah to help. But we're going to we'll lift it up like that, and then we'll just start rolling it backwards that way. And then once we've done that, we'll glue it. So as you can see, what we've done now is we have folded up our edges. So you fold your edges up like that and just tuck them in from the front there. You lift them over each side, and then you just pull the whole thing back, like slide it, pull it back. You both hold it from each side, roll it all the way back. Now it's nice and flat, and we can, as we go forward, we can literally put our adhesive all along there, and then we can both stand on the sides like this, and we can just feed it up, and that way you get no air bubbles. That's the best way of doing it. So I mean, don't be sparingly with it, just get it on. Get as much, you know, don't chuck too much on, but spread out evenly. Leave the edges so you can walk down it. You can come back to those later and then just touch those up with this. There's a bit there. We'll put this in for now. And then what we'll do is we'll roll it up. So if you go to that side, Hannah. And then we're just gonna roll it forward like so. Slide it up. So we slid all that forward. And now what we'll do, Hannah stood in glue, so she's walking around like a penguin. If you just hold that and film me. So now it's down there. You can't see it, but it's under there. It's laid out. We'll just give it a nice sweep like that, and that will just ensure it's all contacted with the OSB. And any air bubbles we've got out. Again, we're just laying that down, so we'll get some more glue on now. So just over there. Again, like I said earlier, just get plenty on, just spread it about. Get a nice line up there, so Hannah doesn't stand in it again. Okay, so now we are going to just slide it forward again. Sticky feet over there. It's gonna try not to stand in it again, and I'll try not to fall off the roof. So as you can see, we're just pulling it up like that, bit by bit each. And as you can see, we've got no air bubbles whatsoever. It's just laid it out real nice. And we'll leave that last bit on the front there, just when we've done some more brushing with the broom. Got a little bubble there, we'll work that one out. So that will be that. So I'll carry on brushing that in a bit. And then all we'll do is we'll get a load of glue on here. And then we'll just run along the front there, and we shall glue it. Could you just hold this, Hannah? I'll show everybody how to do it. I think I've got glue on my feet now. It's so sticky. Careful not to get it on the capping boards as well. It does flick this stuff if you go too fast, so take your time. No need to rush. But no need to hang around either. Take it down. I mean, we've only been up here for about an hour now, I think, to do all the trims and this glue, so it is quite a quick process. Fitting these rubber roofs, they are pretty good. It's not like it's a whole day event to do. Well, maybe it was massive, but this is only a 5x3 meter, so it's not too big. It won't take too long. So then we'll just slide this up. You can do the last bit with your hand. get it on now. And then I will get the broom and sweep out any leftover bubbles on the deck. And then we'll go down there and we'll do all our sides, and that will be the glue done, and then next we'll be on to our edge trims. So now we shall do our sides. Again, we've done the front, we just pulled that back a bit off there, and we've pulled the side back a little bit more just so there's like a little bit of glue left, otherwise you're going to have a gap, and that is no good. But as you can see, the deck absolutely perfect, no bubbles, so it's just a great way of laying it. Toby, the guy that works for us, used to be a roofer, and he taught us that way. We used to roll it back, but he pulls it back, and it's definitely easy. You get no bubbles that way. It's nice and straightforward. So he'll be gutted he's not here today because he's the pro roofer. It's his favourite part of the job, the roof. And as I've said before, we get all our roofing stuff from Avenir Roofing in Creswick. So shout out to them if you need any roofing stuff. Go and see them. They're a good company, good prices. They've been doing it for years and years, so they know what they're talking about. If you've got any questions, give them a call. But yeah, so we'll just go down here, get that done all the way to the end there. Nice and careful on the edges. And then we'll literally just sort of push that over. It'll all go by itself like that. Nice and smoothly. And then again with the broom, just to make sure it's contacted down. Got a nice fix with the OSB. That gets that done, and then yeah, we're now do the other side. We're ready to do our edge trims. Okay, so we're back up on the roof. We just had some lunch, and we're going to come and trim the rubber down now. Trim it all down, and we can use our edge trims. So if I just turn the camera around, show you our edge trims here. What have we got? So our edge trims look like this. So on the outside they're like this. You can pull this back when you're ready to fit them. It reveals it's all nice and clean. Normally comes off easier than that, but never mind. And we fix them through there. They've got the little gaps for expansion, so they can swell and shrink in the heat. And what they do is they sandwich down on the rubber with this little foam bit here, and that creates a nice seal. So holds the rubber down nicely, and obviously we pin through there, through the rubber, which holds it down on the side of the roof. Before we trim, because we've got to trim all the rubber, we trim the rubber to size before we actually fit those edge trims on. We'll leave a bit longer on the back here. We'll leave that as it is, because we can pull that tight when we do our gutter, which I'll show you in a bit. I've made a little tool here, just for running the standee down the edge. Cuts it to the right size, so what we got, nice little 60mm there. That's low enough just to catch, you know, because obviously we've got the sandwich bit here, and we want that rubber to be finishing around here. So when we pin through, it will hold the rubber, but then we don't want to see the rubber hanging down underneath that, and it would just be messy to cut it afterwards, and you'd still see a little bit of rubber. So made this little tool, and all we do is we put the tool like that. I hold the standee knife just like that on the bottom of it, and then with this hand I just pull the tool along like that. As we go, we just pull it along, and then that cuts the rubber to size. I can't do it with the one hand, so I'll have to put the phone down, but that's what we're doing. And we'll do that all the way around the sides, front, both sides, and then we'll put our trim, we'll fix that on. Okay, we're on to the edge trim now. As you can see, I've fixed the first bit up there myself, but actually that's how it goes on. So the curb bit goes there, you go higher, and then you just push it down, and then it's tight against the rubber like that. So as we go along, we're actually going to apply pressure. So in this sense, I'll just be putting my foot on there, holding it, because I'm doing it by myself now. And then what we'll do, our nail's just going here, so I'll hold it nice and tight. So we'll get our nail bang in the centre of that, and then just tap it in. When we send them home, I'll show you that. So we just tap that in, and what we will do is we'll just tap it just to about there. Just there's a tiny little gap. Always helps if you do them at a bit of an angle upwards, because then when you look from the bottom you can't see the gap. But that gap, if you don't send it home, it allows it to move a little bit in the sun, and it allows these sort of oval shaped holes to do what they're supposed to do. If you send it right home, it's going to be really tight. It will be able to move less, and then it might get a bit of, you might warp it, or when it gets really hot it might bulge out, and we don't want that. So we'll do that all the way around, and then I'll show you guys how we do the corner pieces. Okay, now we're on to the gutter trim. We finished those edges off. If I show you over here, done those now around the roof deck. That's all our edges. We've got the gaps. What I've done with the centre on the front there is I've just measured between there and there, divide it in two, just so I join on this one. We can do it right dead centre, which is cool. Then we just have our little capping pieces for that. These little trims, they just clip on like so, and they just tidy all that up like that. So when you look from the front, it's nice and neat. Our corner pieces I'll show you in a bit. But now we just go on the gutter trim, so we'll just fold the rubber back, just up again. These are 2-part gutter trims, so what you have there is, if you can see on one side it's rolled like that. That will actually be the way we put our final piece on, but we flip it over, they're all the same. Flip it over, we use the sharp side, so they're chamfered edge like that. And what we're going to use is these pins here. These are like gutter trim ones, they come with the kit from Avenir Roofing. We use these ones now, and we actually just fix those just straight through the trim, like here, every sort of 400 or so. And then these will actually match up with the finished trim. This is just to put the first part of the gutter trim on. So we'll line it up, how we'll do it. So we'll put it on the trim like that. We'll just have it dead in line with that batten there. So then we can pull the rubber down and it will sandwich between it and put the other one on in a minute. So when we're cutting the end, so we put that first bit of gutter trim on, and you can see it quite clearly now. When we're cutting the end piece there, we want to measure from here to the end. When we actually mark that on the trim, we want to start from the right hand side of the start of the trim, from this edge, because it will match up with the holes that are on the trim. And then when you put your second piece on, obviously those are all going to match up with these holes here, because you want those to be able to move when they go through. It just stops it splitting the trim. So measure from the right hand side and then cut at the end there. So we'll do that, we'll fix those up. Next we're going to just flop our rubber down there, get that over, kick it off at the end, and then we're going to use the rounded edge, so we'll flip that over, and what we're going to do here, so you've got the rounded edge on top now, is we'll just sandwich that, so we'll get the trim down, and then what we're going to do is have it like that. So that's butted right up there, and then we can pull, when I put the camera down, I'm going to pull that rubber with my left hand, and then I'm going to tack that all together, so it pinches and holds that rubber nice and tight. So I'll show you that once it's done. Okay, and now we have fixed all those, we can just trim all our rubber off with a Stanley, and then we are left with a nice trim finish there. And then what we'll do is put a guttering on any rubber that's hanging. You won't be able to see because the guttering's there, so we've got that as close as we can. Little note here, when you're doing it, still leave a little expansion gap on the trim there. We have a little piece that covers that, so always leave a little bit for heat expansion and shrinkage. And now we'll just finish off our 2 edge pieces there, and then we'll put our corner caps on, and that will be roof deck done onto guttering. Right, so gutter's complete, which is good. We finished all that now. Come over here. We've actually put our corner trims on the back there, if you can see that. Got those corner pieces on there. Just going to come up to the front here, and then we'll get this corner piece here. This will do. You just pop the edges out like that. Then what we want to be doing is just covering that up. And I like to fix it on one side, just one side only, because then If you fix it on both sides, I don't know, I think it gets a bit funny when it gets hot, so I'll just fix it one side. On this one, because there's a pin here, I'm going to fix it here. It'll look a bit more uniform. Again, same measurement with the poly top. Put it on the bottom, work out whereabouts that is, lift it up and just hammer it in. Pop it in there, and that will fix it nice and tight. And that won't. Alright, well that's it finished. All the corner pieces are on. We've got trims on, gutter trim, curb edge, the rubber's all glued, all fixed down securely. And that's it, yeah. So now we'll just give a little sweep off a bit with the blower, and we'll go down and have a look from the bottom, and I can show you guys what it looks like. Yeah, I'll show you around from the top. So all our edges are on there, all the way down. And I've got a trim, lovely jubbly. Okay everybody, that is the roof deck done for today, which I am very happy about. It didn't take too long, which was nice, and we got a data cable laid this morning as well, so good progress. I'm going to turn the camera around in a minute, show you guys what's gone on today and how it looks from the bottom, because I've showed you it all from the top. Now you can see how it finishes up with the cedar, so I'll turn this around. So there's all your trim there. Just trying to get the light right in the camera. Maybe if I come from the other angle. Yeah, that's a bit better. So yeah, you can see how all the caps up here all finish off the trim nicely, and we put a bottom cap on there as well. And then it just finishes up lovely with the cedar soffits there. So yeah, really nice. And like I said, we've got a join piece right in the middle there, which matches with one of the soffit lights right in the centre of the building, so that's good. Yeah, if we go on the side here, got a nice long line down here, nice and straight. And then when we come around the back, I'll put our gutter up as well, so you can see our gutter trim there. I've actually got this piece in my pocket. This one here I'm going to silicone on. That bit actually goes there, but they always fall off, so I'm just going to silicone this one. And then yeah, we've got a matching colour gutter, which looks cool. And then once we've cladded all the back here, we'll get all the rest of our gutter on there and pull it over. So yeah, around the front. Right guys, so that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. We have finished the roof deck now, so time to go home, and perhaps maybe tomorrow we'll get another video up. We'll do some cedar cladding tomorrow, and we've got a load of painting to do inside here. So yeah, it's really just painting, floor, skirting board and cladding, and then we're done. So not much left to do on this particular job, but maybe we'll get another video up for you guys soon. Anything you want to see, or got any questions about what we did today, drop them in the comments box below, and I can get back to you when available. So yeah, good. Thanks very much for watching again, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.